Hello friends, for opening Demat account, please make use of the link available in description. Totally we have prepared 10 videos in fundamental analysis series. This is 6th video. Watch all these 10 videos one by one so that you can easily understand the concept. Definitely these 10 videos will help you for doing fundamental analysis. Remaining videos link are in description. In this video, we are going to see about 7th and 8th parameter. 7th parameter is cash flow statement and 8th parameter is price to earnings ratio, that is PE ratio. Normally, in market, some of the companies may give announcement that their company's profit had raised by 10% or 20% like that. But next day if you watch the market, that shares price might have fallen. By seeing this only one parameter profit, if you invest in that company share, then you may face loss also. What is the reason means, in India, we are following accrual trading system. That is, in credit basis, they might have sold many product. So, while the company is announcing result, they may announce their profit had raised like that. But that company really might not have received cash from their customers. So, don't trust any company by seeing their profit alone. People who are from accounts department, mainly they will check the cash flow statement. In our savings account, we are able to download our transaction statement. Similarly, for companies also, we are able to check their transactions. That is, in any company, how much cash came inside and how much cash gone outside and for what purpose cash flow had happened. All the details will be mentioned in this cash flow statement. In this video, first we will see about a term cash and cash equivalent. Cash means how much hard cash available with a company, that is cash. And cash equivalent means companies might have invested in financial products. In that financial products which are readily convertible into cash, that is called as cash equivalent. Normally, all the companies will publish annual report. In that annual report, cash and cash equivalent at beginning of the year, like that one term will be available. Similarly, cash and cash equivalent at end of the year, like that another term will be available. Let me assume one company. In that company, in 2018-19 annual report, if cash and cash equivalent at end of the year was recorded as 100 crore means, then in 2019-20 annual report, cash and cash equivalent at beginning of the year will be mentioned as same 100 crores only. Only simple logic is behind this. That is, what was the cash and cash equivalent with that company on 31st March 2019, the same cash and cash equivalent will be available with that company on 1st April 2019 also. Next, we will discuss a small concept about cash flow statement. Let me assume one company. In that company, let me assume that in 2019, cash and cash equivalent at beginning of the year as 1000 rupees. And let me assume in 2019, total cash inflow as 500 rupees and total cash outflow as 400 rupees. In any company, if cash inflow is more than cash outflow means, then that is a positive cash flow. If cash outflow is more means, then that is negative cash flow. In this example, cash inflow is 500 rupees and cash outflow is 400 rupees. So, net cash flow is plus 100 rupees. How to calculate the cash and cash equivalent at end of the year means, for that formula is cash and cash equivalent at end of the year is equal to cash and cash equivalent at beginning of the year plus net cash flow. Here, cash and cash equivalent at beginning of the year 1000 rupees plus net cash flow is 100 rupees. So, cash and cash equivalent at end of the year will be 1100 rupees. In cash flow statement, the term net cash flow will be mentioned like this. That is, net increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalent. Like this it will be mentioned. In cash flow statement, very important three terms are net cash flow from operating activities, net cash used in investment activities and net cash used from financing activities. First we will see about first term, that is net cash flow from operating activities. In any company, how much cash and cash equivalent they had received from their core business, that is called net cash flow from operating activities. This parameter is very important in cash flow statement. I will tell the reason for that. Let me take Tata Steel. Tata Steel's core business was steel manufacturing. Let me assume that Tata Steel had announced that their revenue as 1000 crore rupees and in cash flow statement net cash flow from operating activities as 100 crore rupees. Like that, let me assume that they had announced the result. In this example, Tata Steel's revenue was 1000 crore rupees, but Tata Steel had received only 100 crore rupees cash and cash equivalent from their core business. That is the meaning for this. Here, revenue is more, but Tata Steel had actually received less amount from their core business. For this, what might be the reason means Tata Steel might have done the sales in credit basis. So, from customers, Tata Steel might not have received cash. Second very important reason is Tata Steel might have received profit from other source of income. Like this, Tata Steel, if they earn profit from other source of income, then that profit can be shown in their revenue. But that profit cannot be shown in their net cash flow from operating activities. Because only profit received from their core business alone can be shown in net cash flow from operating activities. Other source of income means Tata Steel, if they sell any of their property, then that will be considered as other source of income. Because Tata Steel's core business was steel manufacturing only. So, if they sell any property, that will be considered as other source of income only. From this, what we can understand means this term net cash flow from operating activities shows the real cash received by a company from their core business. So, this term is very important in cash flow statement. Suppose, if any company's net cash flow from operating activities value was in negative means, then beginners please don't invest in this type of companies. Because this shows that their business was completely in loss. That is the meaning. Suppose, if that value was in positive and if that value have growth in every year means, then that is a big positive sign for that company. In cash flow statement, next term is net cash used in investing activities. In one financial year, the companies, if they purchase any fixed assets or if they sell any fixed assets or if they do any other investment, all that will be recorded under this term net cash used in investing activities. For example, let me assume one company. In that company, if they purchase any property like land, machineries, like this, if they purchase any property, this will be mentioned under this purchase of fixed assets. As the company is purchasing, the cash will go outside the company. So, this value will be mentioned in negative. Similarly, if that company sell any property, then that will be mentioned in this sales of fixed assets. As the company is doing sales, cash will come inside the company. So, this value will be mentioned in positive. Next, other than purchase of fixed assets or sales of fixed assets, if that company do any other investment, all that investment also will be mentioned under this topic net cash used in investing activities. Suppose, if that company's net cash used in investing activities value was in negative means, that is not a bad sign. Because company was doing investment. So, that is not a bad sign. Here, what you have to check means whether the investment done by that company was really worth or not. That you have to check. We had discussed about first and second term. Third term is net cash used from financing activities. In any company, whatever cash flow happens related to debt and equity, all that will be recorded under this net cash used from financing activities. I will explain this term in simple. That is, if a company get any loan from the bank, or if they repay the loan to the bank, or if they pay dividend to the shareholders, or if that company issue new shares and if they raise the fund, all these will be recorded under this net cash used from financing activities. Suppose, if any company got 100 crore rupees loan from the bank means, then cash will come inside that company. So, borrowing is equal to plus 100 rupees. Like that value will be mentioned in positive. Suppose that company had repaid 50 crore rupees loan to the bank means, here cash will go outside that company. So, repayment is equal to minus 50 crores. Like that value will be mentioned in negative. Suppose that company had paid totally 150 crore rupees dividend for their shareholder means cash will go outside. So, dividend is equal to minus 150 crores. Like that value will be mentioned in negative. Normally, if any company regularly repay their loan or if they regularly pay dividend, that is a positive sign only. So, if net cash used from financing activities value was in negative means no need to worry about that. In Money Control website, I had opened the data of Indigo. In top, click the link Financials. When you click the link Financials, below that many link will open. In that, click the link Cash Flow. Now, Indigo's cash flow statement had opened. In Money Control website, one drawback is these three terms net amount was directly mentioned. For example, if you take net cash used from investing activities, for this, every year what is the net amount that was directly mentioned in Money Control website. For this term, sub details were not mentioned. That is, how much worth fixed assets they had purchased, how much loan they had settled to the bank, how much dividend they had paid. Like this, all the sub details which comes under these three terms will not be mentioned in Money Control website. For analyzing that sub details, you have to download that company's annual report. Suppose if you like to be a short-term investor in any company, then you analyze only one term in cash flow statement, that is net cash flow from operating activities. For analyzing this term, you no need to download the annual report. The data given in Money Control website is more sufficient. In this term, what you have to analyze means whether net cash flow from operating activities value is increasing year by year, that you have to check. If that value is increasing year by year means, then it can be considered as positive sign for that company. Now, we are seeing the Indigo's cash flow statement. Indigo's net cash flow from operating activities value was increasing year by year. From this, what we can understand means profit generated from Indigo's core business was increasing year by year. So, this is a positive sign for that company. Suppose, if you like to be a long-term investor in any company, then compulsorily you have to analyze all the important details mentioned in cash flow statement. For that, you have to download the annual report of that company and check all the important details mentioned in that. For downloading Indigo's annual report, simply in Google, Indigo Annual Report 2020 PDF. Like that, if you search means, you will be able to get last year's annual report of Indigo. Indigo's annual report had opened. Here, press Ctrl+F and type cash flow statement and press enter. Now, we had came to the cash flow statement of Indigo. In cash flow statement, first topic will be cash flow from operating activities. Under this topic, they had mentioned many sub details, but we no need to analyze more about the sub details which mentioned under this topic. If you scroll down, finally, net cash generated from operating activities. Like this, net amount will be mentioned. Here, what we have to check means whether this value was increasing every year. That we have to check. This net amount is the actual cash received from the core business. This data already we had analyzed from Money Control website. In cash flow statement, second topic will be cash flow from investing activities. Under this topic, mainly we have to check these two data. That is, how much worth of fixed assets they had purchased and how much worth of fixed assets they had sold. These two data every year we have to check. Purchasing the fixed assets, that means that company is doing investment. That is the meaning. Normally any company doing investment in beginning stage means it is a good sign. But every year if they do heavy investment means that is not a good sign. Here what we have to check means whether their investment is worth or not. That we have to check. Similarly, how much fixed assets they had sold. Like that every year we have to check. If any company continuously selling their fixed asset means that is a big negative sign. Other than fixed assets, if that company did any other investment means that also you can check under this topic. In cash flow statement, third topic is cash flow from financing activities. Under this topic, first you have to check this term, repayment of secured loans. That is, how much loan amount a company had repaid to the bank. That data, we can get it from this term. If you invest in a company which have more long-term borrowings, then compulsorily you have to check this data every year. That is, you have to check whether that company regularly repay their loan every year. Like that you have to check. Next, you have to check this term, proceeds from secured loans. From this term, you can find out how much fresh loan that company had taken from bank in this financial year. That you can find out from this term. Regularly, if that company take huge loan, then that is a big negative sign for that company. At last, you have to check this term, that is final dividend paid. From this term, you can find out how much that company had paid dividend for their shareholders. That you can find out from this term. If any company pay dividend regularly, then that is a positive sign. Like this, you have to analyze all the important details from cash flow statement. Finally, we are going to discuss about 8th parameter, price to earnings ratio, that is PE ratio. For calculating PE ratio, formula is market price per share divided by earnings per share. Using this formula, we can calculate PE ratio. Now, we will see how to calculate the PE ratio for SBI. From Money Control website, I had taken this data. SBI current market price is 182 rupees 20 paise. This is the market price per share for SBI. Next, how to calculate earnings per share of any company means if I divide earnings after tax value of any company by total number of shares, then I will get earnings per share. Earnings per share of SBI was 18 rupees 34 paise. In simple, if I want to explain this term means one share of SBI was earning 18 rupees 34 paise every year. That is the meaning for this term. Now, for calculating PE ratio, market price per share 182 rupees 20 paise divided by earnings per share 18 rupees 34 paise. I will get 9.93. I will round off the value as 10. That is, SBI PE ratio is 10. In ratio, if I write this means SBI PE ratio is 10:1. From this, what we can understand means in market, we are going to buy one business for 10 rupees. That business going to earn 1 rupee every year. That is the meaning we have to understand from this term. Let me take one example. Let me assume that one person was running a company and that company was generating 1000 rupees earnings every year and that company's market value was 1 lakh rupees. Like that, let me assume one example. Suppose if I pay that 1 lakh rupees and if I buy that company means every year I will get the profit of 1000 rupees from that company. With that mentality only, I also will buy that company. So for that company, what is the PE ratio means 1 lakh is to 1000. That is the PE ratio of that company. Whenever you see the PE ratio, you think that you are going to buy that company. If you buy that company, then what will be the earnings every year from that business? Like that, from owner mentality, you just analyze the PE ratio. But anyway, in share market, based on the variation of share price only, our profit or loss will be decided. How to analyze the PE ratio, we will see now. You compare the company's PE ratio with industry's PE ratio. If the company's PE ratio is high, then the share is costly. If the company's PE ratio is less than the industry PE ratio, then we are getting that share at less cost. That is the meaning. SBI comes under banking sector. Banking sector's industry PE ratio is 13. So, SBI PE ratio is less than the industry PE ratio. That means we are getting the SBI share at less cost when compared to industry level. FMCG, automobiles, refineries, pharma, like this, all the industries have separate industry PE ratio. What is industry PE ratio means? Average PE ratio of all the companies which comes under one particular industry. That is industry PE ratio. While analyzing PE ratio, shares are costly means that is not good. Shares if I get at less cost means that is good. Like this we cannot analyze. You have to check if any share is costly means whether that share is worth for buying at high cost. That we have to check. For example, if one company's remaining 7 parameters are positive and PE ratio is high, then definitely I will buy that share. Because from the analysis, we are understanding that that share is going to perform well in future. So, it is worth for buying that share at high cost. Let me assume another one company. In that company, remaining 7 parameters are negative, but PE ratio is very less. Definitely, I will not buy this share. Because this share is not performing well. So that only PE ratio is very less. I am getting this share for low cost. For this only one parameter, if I buy that share, then definitely whatever amount I had invested in this company, that amount will be completely waste only. In our channel, we have prepared totally 8 videos in the concept of basics of stock market. That 8 videos are very useful for understanding the basic terms in share market. That videos link are in description. In this video, if you have any doubt, please make a comment, I will reply.